Hello, and welcome to this Wineally tutorial video for restaurants. Today we're going to be covering the Wine Matcher section of the Wineally business system. To reach the section, click on the main menu and select Wine Matcher. The Wine Matcher forms the core of the Wineally business system and will help your guests to experience great food and wine matches every time they visit or order takeaway. The section will appear empty when opened because you have no active tables logged in the system. To begin using the Wine Matcher to take orders from guests, you will need to add a table. To add a table in the Wine Matcher, you click the Add Table button, and the system will prompt you to enter the table number. Normally, that would be the name of the table used by your restaurant, but for this example, I will just call it Table 1. You can add as many tables as is required by repeating this process. For each table added, you will see 3 associated buttons towards the right of your screen. These are an Open Table button that allows you to add food and wine to a table, a Close Table button, which clears all information from the table and submits it to your statistics, and finally a trash can icon that allows you to delete a table without saving any of the information. This can be used if you entered the wrong table name and wish to delete it. Clicking on the Open Table button, like this, will take you to a new screen that allows you to add any combination of wine and food to that table's order, and, most importantly, match wine and food to create great experiences for your guests. Once you have finished adding food and wine to a table, you can return to the previous page by clicking on Back to Tables just here. You can return to a table to add more food and wine as many times as needed. When using the Wine Matcher in the restaurant, you should always use the Close Table button, as this submits the wine purchase data into Wineally statistics. This is important because it will keep your inventory levels up to date in real time and provide information to the Wineally dashboard that can be used to track wine and personnel performance. Note that if you delete a table, then any added wine or food with that table will be lost. So the Wineally system will prompt you to confirm that you want to delete the table and associated information. But for now, I will demonstrate some wine matching by going back into Table 1. Start by entering the dishes that the guest at this table would like to order. The menu section here contains several drop-down menus that list the available dish and other beverages categories. Near the bottom of the page, you have a Notes drop-down available in case you need to make a note of something such as a special request. Click on a dish category, such as main courses, to see the list of available dishes, their prices, and an Add button for each dish that allows you to add that dish to the table's order. Choose the dishes that have been ordered from the list and add them to the table. They will now be displayed in the table order section down here. Each dish that has been added to the table will have a quantity column with add and subtract icons, allowing you to manage multiples of the same dish that may occur with larger tables. With the dishes added to the table, you can now start matching them with wines. Each dish that has been added to the table has a checkbox on the right side of its row in the Match column. These checkboxes will determine which of the dishes you want the Wine Matcher to find matching wines for. To make sure guests get the best possible wine and dine experience, any waiter using the Wine Matcher should begin by asking if the guests have any specific wine preferences. These could include price range, grape, country, organic, or many other factors. Their preferences can be taken into account via the use of filters. You can find a selection of filters here where it says Choose Wine Preferences. The most popular filters will be shown when you click on it and should be sufficient for many of your guests. If you click on Advanced Filters, you will see all of the options that you have available to help match wines to your guests' preferences. Not all filters will be applicable for wines at your restaurant, and when you open a filter, you will only see the options available in your wine cellar. For example, under the Country filter, you will only see countries from which your restaurant has wines. It is important to remember, however, that by applying filters you are removing wines that may match well with the selected dishes, and if many filters have been applied, it could be worth discussing this with your guests, as such a narrow range might restrict their chances of that great wine and dine experience. If a guest has already chosen the wine they would like to order by using the Wineally app, then filters are an easy way for you to find a specific wine if your restaurant has an extensive wine list. Simply open the advanced filters and enter the wine's producer as a filter before clicking the Show All Wines button down here to show all wines from that producer. For now, I'll demonstrate how to match wine with food to assist a guest in making their wine selection. With a dish or dishes selected for matching, when you click the Show Matching Wines button, Wineally will display the wines that match best with whichever dishes have been selected. The Wine Matcher finds the best matching wines and gives you a percentage suitability for each based on how well the dish DNA from the selected dishes matches with the wine DNA of the available wines filtered by the preferences, if any, of the guest. If I go back up and add another dish to the selection, then click on Show Wines again, I get different wines and percentage matches because the Wine Matcher is now matching wines with both selected dishes. Matching wines with multiple dishes, particularly ones that are quite different from each other, can result in lower suitability scores than if you were matching wines with a single dish. When your service staff use the Wine Matcher to help guests select wines, they should always present the top three. If for some reason the guest doesn't pick one of them, then they can keep scrolling, but the further down the list they go, the less of a great match they will see. If the wines at the top of the list are not being selected by the guest, and the waiter is needing to scroll down to see less suitable matches, then perhaps there is a filter they can use to help the guest find a great match. Each wine has buttons here allowing you to add that wine to the table either by the glass, if the wine is served by the glass, or by the bottle. The displayed wine information, prices, and suitability should help you and your guests to make the right wine decision for the selected dishes. Each wine card can be expanded by clicking on this arrow icon. Within this wine card, you can find detailed information about the wine, such as the alcohol percentage, grape type, storage location, and more. This information will help your serving staff to build up their knowledge about that wine and assist guests who have more specific questions regarding a wine. Most guests might not be interested in detailed information about the wine, but having this level of information available at your fingertips allows your service staff to present a level of expertise that would normally take a wine-educated waiter or sommelier. If your restaurant offers the wine for takeaway, you can add it to a takeaway order via the Add Takeaway Bottle button at the bottom of the wine card. This wine card can also be opened by clicking on the name of any wine that has been added to the table in the table's order, like so. This will assist you in adding any purchased bottle to go if your restaurant offers such a service. If a guest has enjoyed a wine, you can ask them if they would like the wine's information sent to them. If they would, go to the wine card where you can click on this icon here. Simply enter the guest's email address when prompted and click Send, and the wine information will be sent to them via email. This can direct a guest to your wine supplier's online wine shop if enabled by your restaurant's management, or another location where they can buy the wine to enjoy it at home, creating sales opportunities for your partners and more lasting positive experiences for your guests. By providing additional services like a bottle to go, wine for takeaway orders, and the provision of detailed wine information to your guests, your restaurant can significantly enhance its service offering and increase the satisfaction of your guests. It is also possible to use the Wine Matcher to match food to wines rather than the matching of wine to food. If you open a table and then click on the Show All Wines button before adding any dishes, Wineally will display all available wines, and you can use the filters to help narrow down your guests' wine preferences. By clicking the Show button here under Dishes, the system will open the wine card and take you to the section listing the 3 best matching dishes for that wine. You can click on the Add buttons here to add dishes, or here to add wines directly to the table's order. Whether you are matching wines with dishes or dishes with wines, the Wine Matcher will help you to provide a great wine and dine experience to your guests. That concludes this Wineally tutorial video for restaurants. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day.